Yes, it's an initiative which a few of us have put together, but really it's what the market have been talking to us that's been necessary and people are being asked for. The first thing that we're going to form is a Dubai industry think tank, but we think this will lead to a forum such as a restaurant association or a restaurant body, but what we want to do is to involve everyone. So to give this some context, obviously, the industry has grown greatly over the past decade, and now we see ourselves with more choices, more competition, more challenges. It's getting more complex. We've seen everything from the delivery market to the growth of different segments and so on. But there's more innovation. And the nice thing is we're going perhaps from a market where we bring in different concepts and brands to one where we're beginning to grow them ourselves. The whole thing, though, about the F&B industry is that I think it's critical to tourism and it's critical to Dubai and its growth, which is why we have so many initiatives from the government. However, what we need to do is, as an industry, is to come together. And a lot of us keep on saying we need to do something, and the demand is definitely bubbling up. So what we want to do is to have a think tank in order to formulate what's the best thing for us as an industry. It will help us to involve more dialogue between ourselves and the public sector. It will help to produce actionable insights and market intelligence and real data, so when we're talking together, we're working with facts and figures. It will help us to unify best practices, but perhaps most importantly, it will help the industry to evolve in a way that we, as the industry, want it to evolve. Now, of course, this means that we have a collaborative platform in order to work together. And it's been interesting today talking to many of the people who have come on a plane to get here to say that the industry here, yes, we compete, but actually we're very collaborative for the best of the industry. And that can be representing the industry. It can be in terms of best practice in educating. It can be promoting us as the total industry together. It could be providing support. And that support can be everything from the commie through to the industry leaders. And it could be a forum to connect us all together. And again, using real data and insight. But to really go into detail, David will talk us through.
Thank you, Kieran. I'll try not to take up too much of our afternoon time, because I think we all want to go for a rest before we want to go for large amounts of liquor later, Kieran. But it is a case of be careful for what? Yes, it's important we go and have a light ale later. But it is a case of be careful for what you wish for, and around the advisory board table, we'd be saying we do need this and we need this and we need to be represented, and the team have put this model together, and really I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail in this, because that's the idea of the think tank of the panel over the next year, to discuss these four elements of representing the hospitality and the F&B industry in the marketplace, to really encourage some deeper dialogue between the industry and the organisations that we're becoming slaves to, such as landlords and others. So we do really want to build that bridge and help represent them. Importantly, we'd like to educate you. We've all seen how the market is growing in such a dynamic way, and how can we educate the organisation, the industry we're representing. And through that, you consult over the next year with a wider group of stakeholders. And certainly to promote our industry, not just in the region, but around the world. And I think through Bench and the excellent forums that they're holding around the world, then the think tank and however it ends up forming, then we hope to take it on the global tour of happiness. And certainly to support the industry as well. Certainly we've all heard it, and we've all heard the concerns that people people coming into the industry, into the market, and there's a lot of aspiring people who want to come here. How can we help them, bring them into the industry, into the country? To connect, how can people come into the industry? How can they meet? Certainly around the table and around the room, we're an extremely well-connected organisation, and how can we support others to do that? And I think most importantly, and Gaurav picked up the baton on this, we didn't know he was doing. He just went off and did it and produced a most excellent report. And I think that's something that we would like to do, is provide some real data and insights in what is a very challenging region built of invariably private businesses, and trying to get credible data out of organizations and family business and private business is very, very challenging versus more mature organizations. And I think that's something that will make whatever comes of our think tank very, very worthwhile. It's happening globally. We all know we're probably all members of these organizations around the world. And we do feel it's time for Dubai's turn. We do want to take some meaningful time over it, discuss it sensibly, involve the wider industry to make this happen. And oh, there we are. Look at that's a lovely group of people who have been discussing it thus far, and we'll continue to, as I say, have some more organised meetings, and of course I'm sure at some stage we'll be threatening some willing volunteers to come and join us and help us with the initiative. That's all we wanted to talk about. We're well over time. I think 6 or 9 zeros means we're out of time, Kieran. So I think we're making way for a proper speaker now. Are we?
Indeed, I think there is.
We are.
And there is contact outside. You'll see there's a web contact and things for people to come to us to discuss industry issues. Because what we want to do is bring together, and the issues are your issues that we can then help solve. So please, this is a quick introduction. Please connect, and we see this growing. We're going to take, as David said, the time to get it right, but we want to get it right for everyone.
Super. Thank you very much.
Terrific.